The most driven player would have to be Neighbor or myself. Neighbor's been helping us out a lot and showing us like new strategies.
He definitely knows how to play the game. Is just ridiculous and does stuff that you shouldn't be able to do in the game. You know, Neighbor's getting on, he's always on every day.
I definitely enjoy playing Final Boss more. StrongSide, when he has the confidence, he's ridiculous.
We're bringing back the StrongSide for Vegas.
He's kind of back into that stage. He's just ready to destroy people.
We're playing much more unified as a team, and it feels like we're doing the right things now.
And these guys, as we look in on Neighbor, these guys have a lot of respect for each other as a team and individuals. How does that help this team?
Well, I think it's important. You got to be comfortable with your teammates, obviously. I mean, you can't argue with the fact that that team has an amazing amount of ability between the 4 members. The question is, are they going to be able to play together, going to gel, are their play styles going to mesh?
Right.
And I think this is the 3rd time they've been together. You know, there's been a question of execution, but honestly, I think, you know, this first game was obviously a tough loss for them, but I would expect for them to turn it around right here because this team is not going to say die.
All right, well, Sunets, you know, that was just Final Boss's first loss of the tournament so far. We're about to go into Game 2. It's going to be Team Slayer on the pit. And I got to ask, before we start off this game, Sonny, who are you picking in this one?
Well, I got to go with FB. Carbon's 0-6 all time on this game type, and FB is 5-3. Plus, I just think there's so much slaying ability right there. And if Neighbor goes off, he's going to do big things.
All right, well, right now we are watching Ogre 2, and I got to give props to Ogre 1 there. He went the most positive for Final Boss. I've been knocking on him all season long. I didn't want to, but the stats made me do it. But he has proven me wrong here in Vegas so far. We are watching his twin brother right now, though, picking up a big kill on Ghostayame. But meanwhile, on the other side of this green box, he's going to be facing off against Naded, but it looks like Naded is actually going to go through the long hallway, and Ogre 2 is going to set up on the training for a moment at least, because he just caught a sniper rifle shot in the dome. I want to go to Naded. He's pushing in on the Final Boss setup. Sundance has animal noises on his iPhone. That was awesome. I can't lie. That was freaking awesome.
Cal says move. Naded with OS right here.
1 minute off the clock.
What about his game is it that you love? I mean, like, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but Naded, we talked about him a lot. You've been a fan of his for a long time. He's had a tough time finding a team that he's going to stick with. But what about his game is it that you think makes him so talented and special?
You know what? I gotta go with natural talent. Naded first broke out on the circuit with a team called Storm Ventures in Halo 2. You know, that was my first glimpse, and he was playing with a big name in Halo 3 now, as in legit from straight ripping. They were probably the sickest duo behind the Ogres in the league. And you know what? Naded has always shown that he has had the natural talent, but he has never really been able to solidify a solid team. He's never really gotten along or been social with all the other players. Hasn't had that team chemistry that he is now finding here on Carbon. We've seen him bouncing around the league so far this season, but he really seems to be much more comfortable. You know, he just got done landing with Straight Rippin' and the rest of his Carbon team. And you know what? I think for the first time in 08, he is really enjoying what he's doing.
Yeah, and I gotta say, you know, I got a chance to know him a little bit last season, and I gotta tell you, not only he's a great player, but he's also a good kid. And I think a lot of people don't get to know him because, as you say, he's not that social. But in terms of ability, we saw this in Halo 2 when he first came out. But his ability to be XR, his up close, his double shot, he just was able to do things at a level that other people struggled with. And it's good to see him on a team like Carbon. Seeing my buddy here, Shockwave, the MMA aspiring dueler, we'll say. But it's good to see him playing well also. His team's got a 7-kill lead right now, which honestly, I know it's early, and I know I always say that doesn't start till 30 kills, but I'm a little surprised by that.
And what I'm loving is the confidence the rest of Carbon is having in Shockwave. They're giving him the sniper rifle. Not only one, he's got the second sniper rifle here for his team. He's got plenty of ammo here to work with. 15-10 though, Final Boss starting to make a bit of a comeback here. Ghostayame trying to scare off StrongSide and friends through the green box. But you know, I'm really liking what Carbon's doing here. They was actually sitting back for a moment, forcing Final Boss to come right into their hands where they were all set up, and they were able to pick up a couple big kills there as Cpt Anarchy picks up the rockets and a big double kill, make that 3 straight kills.
So you know what? Shockwave has not died yet this game.
And check out the jersey. That's Shockwave rocking the Ghostayame jersey.
That's some unity for you right there. Or maybe they're just messing with us.
All right, we're going right back on board with Shockwave, still using that sniper rifle. Has yet to die. 22 kills to 13 kills. Carbon with the lead. I can't lie. I'm shocked right now.
But you know what? That just goes to say, like, if you think about it, it's not about when you click. It's about clicking at the right time. You know, the Carbon is down there clicking at the right time right now for these championships, and they can manage to do that and play hot for the rest of this tournament. It'll be crazy.
No, you never know. I mean, this one's not over. I'm not willing to give this one to Carbon yet, even though they're up 7. But it's still early. And again, Final Boss, they can come back on you. They've done it. That's what they're about. Oh, now, that's not going to help, though.
I got to call them out, though. Final Boss.
They're playing soft right now.
And Naded, he's getting fired up. No, but Final Boss, their biggest flaw is they get down on themselves and they stop communicating. The last 2 events that we've seen them lose and get knocked out of the tournament, they stop the communication. And I'm looking down on the floor right now, and no one from Final Boss is really talking. The only one doing it right now is JT Bravo.
But how do you avoid that? How do you avoid that? Get into that situation where you're feeling defeated and you stop communicating when you need to do it more.
Every team needs a cheerleader, baby. I don't care what sport you play. When I played baseball, we always had a kid on our team who maybe wasn't the best player on the team, but he would just cheer. He'd be like, "Come on, baby, you're gonna be fine. You're gonna get hit next time." You know, and it's you need that. And you know what? Walshy was that guy for Final Boss. Now. Right now, StrongSide's more of a, you know, he's not really a vocal leader. The Ogres are leaders, but leaders in their gameplay. And Neighbor's not really a leader either. I mean, he's one of the best players we've ever seen, but he's not known as being really a vocal leader necessarily. But you know what? I've been looking at Ogre too all season long and waiting for him to kind of jump in and be that vocal leader for them. But you know what? It's just not something we've ever seen from him in the past.
Guys on their training,
Well, since Final Boss lost Walshy, he was the original cheerleader for Final Boss. You know, that I've seen StrongSide. He's kind of been the guy who's tried to step up, especially in that last event in Dallas. StrongSide was the vocal leader. It was not Ogre 1, it was not Ogre 2, and it definitely was not Neighbor. It is StrongSide. And if you're going to look for anyone from this team to get the rest of the squad pumped up, it is going to be coming from a big play from this guy we're watching right now.
And he just picked up Rockets, so that good cue, nice timing. I like that. Little. Somehow misses that rocket shot. Again, that's 4 rocket shots, 1 kill.
Didn't matter though. It pushed all Carbon back. Now they're gonna be able to execute on their push. They got a big double kill.
It did, but they're down 28-40.
Got the sniper rifle. And you know what? I'm feeling this one right now, Sundance. I think Carbon may let this one slip unless they can shut down Neighbor, who's got that sniper on top of their tower right now. Final Boss is set up to spawn kill. And their StrongSide is heating it up with the battle rifle. You know, it may be a bit too late, but you gotta feel good if you're Final Boss.
This is definitely a good sign for them because they didn't just roll over. I'm not saying it's over yet, but you need 17 kills if you're Final Boss and 7 if you're Carbon. You don't have to be a math genius to know one team's close, the other one has some work to do. But again, I'm looking for somebody to be the leader, to yell at his teammates. I'm not seeing it.
Now tell me this, Sundance. Now is this something that you have to be born with, or is something that they can learn?
You know, I don't know. Personally, I was never a vocal leader on any of the teams I was on. I always tried to leave my gameplay. I was good at baseball.
Trash talk.
Exactly. I'll be honest. I talk a lot of shit. All right. And then if I wasn't the best, I became the best that way. That was how I more often than not, that was how I got my thing across. I think the Ogres they're legendary players, and for very good reason. They're amazing players. They're vocal. When they're winning, they'll talk trash. When they're losing, they don't talk, because they don't like to lose at anything.
Right.
They're very competitive.
Very competitive.
Neighbor is a bit of he's quiet. He's a mystery. He's not really going to put it out there. This game's about to end, and I'm talking about I think you got to be born with it, or you have to decide that you're going to become that because it's what you need to do to be the best. You can get by with a limited amount of talent if you do that. I'm not pointing any fingers at anyone in our league, but I've seen it in all sports. You may not be the best player, but if you're that leader, that vocal person,
and there's the end of the game. Carbon takes this one, baby.
2-0. I feel like it's 2006. Whoa.
19-2006. I like that. That's like my final carbon boss.
There you go, final carbon boss.
Not gonna lie, we're all sloppy up here in the commentary booth, guys. We're making some flubs, but down on the stage, we are seeing some awesome gameplay out of Carbon. Check out Shockwave, 2 games in a row, absolutely huge. +9. Naded making some big moves. He was a push that game, but he shut down Final Boss in a couple key situations there. And of course, Ghostayame struggling, but putting up some big assists. You gotta be impressed by the way Carbon is playing in this national championship event.